County executive led by Governor Mutahi Kahiga is today expected to brief the County Assembly of Nyeri on the level of preparedness in the mitigation of coronavirus.
Well, the Assembly has banned members of the public from accessing the Assembly building as a safety measure. We join now Martin Munene from Nyeri County for more details. Martin, good morning. It's good to see you there. There are no confirmed cases of the new coronavirus from Nyeri County, but the leadership there is clearly taking no chances. But what are they doing to ensure the residents get the right information and access to facilities for hand washing as well?
All right, a very good morning to you, Trevor and Zinzi. And indeed, like you've said, there is no confirmed case of the coronavirus in this particular region. But of course, as a part of what the country is doing, the county government of Nyeri has some measures. And now today, what is expected is that the Assembly will be getting information from the executive on what they are doing. Because you see, there could be issues maybe that the county, for example, the executive wants to do that needs legislation. They'll need the support of the Assembly at the same time as a means of just trying to get more people to know what is happening. Then members of the County Assembly who represent wards being briefed on what the county government is doing ensures that more people are able to get that information. But even here, the County Assembly, there are some measures that have been taken. For the first time, we are seeing gatherings that do not allow the public to be part of the people who can actually come and listen. The public gallery, we've been told, will not be open for the public, and therefore that is just one of the things that the Assembly has done. When I was walking in here, I got sanitized, my cameraman got sanitized, and everybody else has been getting sanitized. And I just want to engage briefly with the Speaker of the County Assembly to help us understand if there are more measures and also what they expect from the executive this morning. A very good morning to you, Bona Speaker. Welcome to Citizen TV. You know, we have to observe the 1 meter rule, so I hope you won't mind me stretching much, but straight on to the point, what have you done as an Assembly to ensure that the safety of the members and also the general public?
Yeah, thank you very much, Martin. This morning, as we are expecting to have members do come to do legislative work, first I must admit that as an Assembly, we feel compelled that adjournment is really not an option. But we imagined before we do any move in terms of adjournment, we may need to hear from His Excellency the Governor and the Executive if indeed there is any need for intervention from the County Assembly. Particularly, we imagined that it would be necessary to look at our budget and see if we need to allocate more resources and more finances to the executive arm of government, so that then they're able to fight this scourge. And as an Assembly, what we have done is to ensure that every person who actually accesses this Assembly today is sanitized, and that we have been doing since Monday. And we have also had plans to also provide masks and also provide gloves and provide the equipment to check temperatures. But again, I must also admit that these supplies have been in short supply. We have been trying to source them, and it's quite difficult to get them locally now. And I can imagine then that even the public is probably not able to access some of these goods from our chemists and pharmacies and even from hospitals, especially because what is available is being reserved for the use by the medical staff. And so as an Assembly today, again, we have also said every member who comes here must observe the 1 meter social distance. So even in the arrangement of the Assembly chambers today, we have ensured that is going to be observed. So every member will be sitting on one seat, and then we skip one seat, and then we will make use of the open space in the Assembly by placing more seating space. And also the arrangement is to have the governor's entourage occupy the public gallery, so that again they can also be able to observe the 1 meter distance. In fact, we are trying to make it 1.5 meter social distance. And of course, we are ensuring that we observe hygiene as much as it is possible. So we expect that even the way we receive dignitaries in the Assembly, that must be changed also, so that we change the protocols to ensure that this is done in a way that doesn't compromise the public health and doesn't compromise the safety and the wellness of our governor and also executive and members of county assembly and also the public at large, because we do interact with the public. We expect that when we get the information coming from the executive on the plans that have been done and have been put in place for the interventions in the county, members of county assembly then also become a very important cog in dissemination of information, sensitization of the public, and so it's much more of a complementary approach than it would be an oversight tool that the county assembly would be planning to invoke this morning.
Thank you very much. The speaker there in details explaining what they're doing and even what they hope to achieve. Now, I must go back to what we expect from the executive. We understand that the executive has set aside 15 million shillings to help in the mitigation of the spread of coronavirus. But also, we understand that the county government has plans to procure supplies, for example, sanitizers, soaps and dispensers, and distribute them to the markets and bus parks so that more members of the public can be able to have access to items they can use to sanitize themselves and actually maintain hygiene. At the same time, we did see yesterday the governor and other members of his cabinet visiting Mount Kenya Hospital, which has been set aside as an isolation unit, just to inspect and see if the level of preparedness is up to speed, and we're going to be getting those details a bit later. Now, when it comes to the national government on the ground, the county commissioner and the regional commissioner central are saying that they are ready to enforce any laws that actually come out in terms of helping mitigate the spread of this particular virus. They are also saying they are ready to ensure that any person who's got the disease, the COVID-19 disease, then they are able to actually make sure they go to the hospital, that is Mount Kenya Hospital. But the question of if the resources are enough, like the speaker said, comes to play, and therefore the county assembly has said they'll try not adjourn, so that in case the county or in case the county executive needs more money and they need to make laws, pass laws, or just do something to help the executive be able to implement some of the things they desire, then they can be able to do so. We're going to be here until the governor comes and just to get to listen what they will say. But like you've had this particular time, as opposed to the normal meetings that are meant to not only get feedback but also the role that the assembly plays, the role of oversight, the main thing right now they're trying to do is just be part of the solution, just try complement the executive in the distribution of for example, dissemination of information, and also making sure that if there is need for budgetary allocations, then they're here to do their job and make sure that there is no question of money. But again, like the speaker said, we've also been going around. There's you go to the supermarkets, there are no sanitizers for sale, and therefore everybody is being encouraged to just go try, do what they can, simply use soap and water, keep a safe distance and the like. And these are the things that you're going to be following here, just trying to see if people are observing the regulations, if the information being disseminated is the right one, and so on. Back to you in studio from Nyeri County, I'm Martin Munene.